Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, come well to another episode entitled "Am I as I am as you are?" It's kind of self-explanatory. Back and you see, "Am I as I am as you are?" Those are banners in the back at the moment. I'm gonna soon start to cater to certain events or attend certain events, and I will have the product on me for purchase. So far. In the last video, I had showed the DTF transfers, which are these, but I have more bigger prints. These are more smaller prints at the moment, but it still has the logo on it, it still has the energy on it, it still has the spirit connect attached to it. This, by the way, was made by a company called Flash Custom Transfers. I think that's flashcustomtransfers.com, and this is where I get my DTF transfers from. Good people, good material, stable company, stable business. So pretty much I'm just here to update you on the progress. And my intention for today was to actually touch upon one of the pages. Like I told you before, I had a book coming out and a clothing line coming out. What I was showing in the last video, this is actually the printout of the DTF transfer that I showed you last time. This is the printout of it on this shirt. And I'm also making prints this big as well with the logo on it, and prints this big as well. So you have the bigger print of the logo and the energy on it, and you have the smaller print of the logo and the energy and the spirit on it. Okay, just to let you guys know, this is sort of like another kind of commercial or infomercial, to a certain degree. And I'm here to update you guys that the book has come out, it's out. I'm now currently working on the ebook, and starting the next week, I will be starting the creation of the audio book. So I'm going to have an ebook, an audio book, and a physical copy. Physical copy will be on Amazon soon, and you know it. Until then, I'm making physical copies at home, handmade through my own energy. And these are the copies right here of the books, or a few of them, a few copies of the books as you can see that I made homemade. This is the book entitled As You Are. Okay, it's about 67 pages, anywhere from 67 to 70 pages thick. And this is the energy I have that I've converted into something physical through my own hands. And this is basically homemade. A certain kind of special paper I use with it and for it to create it and make it, manifest it. Which was recommended to me through another connection of me. So I use this paper. This is the book, once again entitled As You Are. The purchase is basically you get separately. The book is $29.99. The T-shirt is $29.99, or the T-shirt that I showed you before. Together, I'm giving a discount, which is basically $49.99. So I take $10 off when it's bought together as a set. And my question is, why wouldn't you not want to buy it together as a set? Because my whole introduction to the videos are, am I as I am, as you are. Am I as I am, as you are. So am I as I am, as you are. So it makes sense to get the whole set instead of buying one separately from the other. Okay, so once again, that's $29.99 for the book by itself, $29.99 for the apparel by itself, but together it's $49.99. I cut $10 off and make a $10 discount for my supporters, listeners, learners, and those on the path to know thyself through the medium understanding and understanding of what we know as principle or principles or the law of principality. which is what I touch upon. So, this is progress and process. Today, my intention is to touch upon a certain section in the book entitled The Who and What. So, it's a certain section in the book entitled The Who and What. Just wanted to touch upon this briefly to give you a little short synopsis of what's going on inside of this book. And if you find it relative or relevant to you and your path or you and your experience, I suggest you get this book immediately, especially if you're in a relationship or marriage, intimate relationship, marriage, things of that nature. You're with somebody and care is present and you're sharing experience together. To have a principal understanding, this book will basically bring a lot of clarification to certain things between you and this other, which you entitle or call your significant other. So I'm going to touch upon this page real quick. And here we go. Who and what really is this being that I call my partner, companion, significant other, mate, girlfriend or boyfriend, lady or gentleman, woman or man, wife or husband? Well, to be quite frank and to get straight to the center point, from a metaphysical and occult point of viewing, the who and what you call these names are just one, company. They're really just company. They're just something around you, around your orbit, and around your cipher. Not someone, but something. Remember, you operate just like an atom or an atomic nucleus. You have electrons, protons, and neutrons around this orbit. Which is what I told you before. You are the atomic nucleus projecting your reality around you to create your truth reflected back upon you. And that, in turn, fixes your perception to a certain degree. Okay? So, the first thing is just company. And company is also related to the word companion, which is why you call your person a companion, because they're actually just company. And company is also related to the word compass, which is why they're to the north of you, the south of you, the west of you, and the east of you. She can be here, she can be here, she can be here, she can be here, he can be here behind you, he can be here in front of you, he can be here inside of you, he can be here outside. So company, companion, compass. There's something which is orbiting your cipher. That's number one. Okay. Number two is the who and what I give these names to this person or this individual. They are just something around you that can come and go, appear and disappear. There's something around you. They are something around you that can come and go, appear and disappear. What do you mean by that? A thing which you are not glued to, chained to, stuck to, or conjoined with. A thing that has legs. A thing which possesses will, ability, prerogative, opportunity, choice, and decision. Inside of a place which has doors and windows that can open and close, surrounded by an inside and an outside reality just like you. So when I say there's something around, they are just something around you that can come and go, appear and disappear. It really is just that simple to understand. They have legs. You're inside of a house, there is a door which locks but also unlocks. You're inside of a house, there's a window which can lock, but it can also unlock. They have the ability to come and go as they please and be as they are as they please. So looking at this individual, which you call your mate, partner, companion, wife, husband, girlfriend, friend, lady, gentleman, significant other, partner. They are just a thing just around you that can come and go, appear and disappear if they choose to, because they have prerogative, ability, their own choice, decision, own experience. So I'm touching upon these points so that one don't become so emotionally tied to another individual. It's okay to have a connection. Um, it's okay to have a relation to another, connection or cohesive to another, but understand where that derives from. But understand where that needs to be and where at all times of awareness, at all points of awareness, at all angles of awareness. Okay, okay, so this is just to understand. Because during intimate relationships, we become close with another. And if we become too close, we make that strong and too strong to separate from them when we desire to or require to, need to, or want to, for whatever reason. Okay? Next thing is this person you call your mate, your partner, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, significant other, companion, mate, I think I said that, is just a projection that you create. They are just a projection that you create unconsciously, subconsciously, and or consciously. Your eyes are your own personal projector, which project outward what the slides of the mind create inward, connected to the energy, chemistry, and biological chemistry of the deepest feelings, needs, wants, and desires. A depth which you see and know, and a depth beyond what you see and know, what are and always were. Whatever you are feeling inside, whatever you are brewing inside, whatever you are stewing inside, connected to your feelings, wants, needs, desires. At its deepest point, at its deepest abyss of existence, project outward your energy field and your eyes and your projector. You see a reality which is actually a reality within you. And you get to interact with this reality through the illusional medium of third density, or 3D, or the physical body, or the tangible reality. Because you are a tangible medium, projecting from an intangible existence. You're having a tangible experience, which is actually projected or being projected from an intangible existence. Okay? Next one is this being who I call my mate, other, so and so on, is just your personal creation. It's just your personal creation. The only thing that causes a kind of separation, because there's really no separation, but a kind of slight sense or identifying of a certain kind of separation, or a space or gap or distance between this and that, or you and her, or you and him, is its own experience and its own free will. But we are creators. Understand that you created her or you created him, and he in turn created you, and she in turn created you. You guys created each other for a reason. This is why you meet at the middle and have a union or are together. Things don't come together unless it is of it. It is it. So it comes together, it finds itself. You didn't find her. You didn't find him. You created each other. And that's when the two come together and create that bond or that bind, which they call marriage or relationship or whatever you want to call it. Okay? There's nothing outside of you and there's nothing outside of him. This mate also that you call your mate, significant other, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it, is also just a figment of your imagination. They are just a figment of your imagination. Meaning what? Something which once existed in your imagination. What do you mean by that? Something you once imagined will become true. You're thinking, damn, how am I with him? He's thinking, damn, how did I get with her? Damn, she's bad. I'm saying, like, I get with her. She's like, wow, he's beautiful. I can't believe I'm with him. Well, this is what you create in your imagination via, once again, your deepest needs, wants, and desires. They have now just projected and became an actualized, factualized, physical thing in front of you. But they actually and truly exist within you. People say, what do you mean by that? Explain that. Make common sense. Make sense of that. Sure. I always ask this one question out of many. I don't really have to go through a whole slot of Rolodex of questions, and interaction and conversation, because once I ask this one question, it kind of puzzles them and leaves them in silence and stillness. And I say, if he truly existed outside of you, right? He exists outside of you in front of you? Yeah. Okay. Well, if he truly exists outside of you, how does he have an effect that's within you? So the next question is, once they're in silence and thinking about the question I just asked them, I say, if they truly exist on the outside of you, but they can conduct a biological, chemical effect within you, then where do they actually and truly reside? Outside of you or within you? Somewhere. So I hit them with a double question. And those are the two questions I hit them. I can go deep and further, but I choose not to because there's no need to. It's common sense. Okay? The next one is a physicalized fantasy which derived from an unphysical reality. This individual you call your mate, your partner, companion, wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, once again, over and over again, is just a physicalized fantasy which derived from an unphysical reality. What does that mean? Something which developed within the blueprinting or traced connection or connected points of reference of your mind and your feeling. A thing which once was a deep desire you possessed, or which is a desire that you still possess, that became a physical thing for physical possession. So it goes from something that you possess to the medium of a physical thing to bring that physical thing back to its possessor. Which is why some people are possessive or obsessive or addictive to people. Because they're trying to bring what they created back to what created them. And the human sense is ugly. It's called kidnap. It's called, a whole bunch of terms. But when you look at it from a metaphysical point of view and understanding and a spiritual understanding, it's just normal. He's coming to claim his prize, which he created. She's coming to claim her prize, which she created and projected. Goes back and forth. It's the same thing. Okay? I'm not saying kidnapping is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying I wouldn't prefer it or recommend it or suggest it. But I'm just saying I'm trying to describe why these things happen on a physical level. And the true deep core understanding behind the physical, which is the metaphysical. Okay? The next one after that is this individual you call your mate, partner, woman, man, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call this thing, this projection, this creation of yours, whatever you want to call this creation of yours, this projection of yours, is really just the outside experience of your inside existence. So they are just an outside experience that you are experiencing or get to have an experience with of your inside existence. Okay? And outside them of an inside you. They are an outside them of an inside you. Your internal energy, feelings, needs, wants, desires, and fantasies projected outward as an external animation, your external reality wants to interact with in order to activate your internal purpose. Once again, they are an outside them of an inside you, which is your internal energy, feelings, needs, wants, desires, and fantasies projected outward as an external animation that your external reality seeks to interact with. Why? In order to activate your internal purpose. See, so no matter whatever's outward, this is why you're trying to always pull something back to you, which is an inward thing. That outward thing is always trying to activate that inward thing, which that outward thing actually projects from. See? Next one is this individual you call your mate, partner, companion. It is really just another you. It's another you. She is another you. He is another you, which is outside of your you self. Another you, which is outside of your you self to physically interact with. You look at the word another. The word another is an other. The word is other. The key word is other. Pay attention to the word other. And other. The word other is implying that you are here in this reality by yourself. Because other just means an extension of you, from you. But it is just you. Another is an other. Another what? Another you. This is why I said it is another you. Okay? Next line is a specific embodiment of your mental and emotional focus. A specific embodiment of your mental and emotional focus. So basically it's just your mental focus and your emotional focus created into an embodiment of some sort that you think is standing in front of you or around you. But it's just your emotional and mental focus. These energies turn into entities. So energy turns into entity. Energy turns into entity. Energies, entities. Just like I say before, an idea seeks to become an invention. A thought seeks to become an action. That which is intangible seeks to become tangible. That which is felt seeks to be touched. And we're just something in the middle. We're just the bridge or the crossover. We are the crossover. Okay? From one reality to another. The next thing is this individual is just a magic trick you did. They're just a magic trick. Or they're evidence of the power and potency, focus and magnitude of your magic. You're a magician by nature. Even your birth is magic. Where did you come from? Where are you at? Where are you going? What is this? So you're a magician because your initiation is magic. Your birth is magic. Okay? So you inherit that which you derive from. You are that and inherit that which you derive from. That's your birthright. Okay? It's like a rabbit out of the hat trick. You know, some kind of rabbit out the hat trick. You coming out the womb, rabbit out the hat trick. Okay? Next line is an external fulfiller for certain voids you personally, internally possess. This individual, that individual, or other individual, is just an external filler for certain voids you personally, internally possess. And this is understanding of we're governed within the principles of void and fulfillment, which is why you have pockets in your pants or your shorts, and you seek to put something in your pocket, with money, with your wallet, with change, whether it be a pen, whether it be paper, ID, whatever. You have an empty house, you seek to put furniture in this room, a couch in this room, bed in that room, a lamp over here, you know, food in that cabinet, dishes in that sink. So this we're governed in the reality, which is the principles of void and fulfillment. So this individual that you projected and you created is actually there to fulfill a void within you. You created and projected something to fulfill a void within you in order to activate something within you. Okay? Next line is this individual is just a voice, presence, and movement in your peripheral vision. So basically just saying they're just a functioning thing operational. Okay? Hold on one second. Okay, so they're just a functioning thing in operation mode. Okay? We're trying to get we're trying to understand the invisible aspect of what is visibly in front of us or visibly around us. What is the invisible aspect of this visible spectacle in front of me and around me and or around me? Okay, this is what we're trying to get to. What we have to understand. We have to come to an understanding of. Next line is it is a desire or certain desires. A thing embodied within one unit or one orbiting representation and presentation of a physical form in complement to your physical form, because ultimately it is you that you are standing in front of and are with. So once again, this individual is just a desire or containing certain desires. Certain desires were where? Within you. It is a thing embodied within one unit or one orbiting representation in presentation of a physical form, in complement to your physical form. But why? Because ultimately it is you that you are standing in front of and are with. So aren't you with yourself? When was the time that you were not with yourself or as yourself? It's an impossibility. Okay? It's just you. She is just you. He is just you. You're not with anybody. Okay? And even the word with, I'm with him, I'm with her. Width just means expansion, which is size. You got width and you have length, right? Width, expansion. Length is also a certain form of expansion. But we say I'm with him or I'm with her, or she's with me, or he's with me. Width just means an expanding size. And size is connected to the word seize, to seize the moment. Okay, I don't want to get too left or right with it. Anyway, the next line is he or she is just a certain kind of need in physical form. He is just a need in physical form. She is just a certain need in physical form, in a physical form. That which is felt will soon be formed. And once again, I said that which feels wants to be touched, which is why you project and create this individual or this being in front of you. It is the next one is a want in physical form. So before I said a need in physical form, that which is felt will be formed, and it is also a want in physical form. That which is seeked will be seen. Whatever you are seeking within you, you will see in front of you, eventually, ultimately, destined to be. Okay? You are is destined to become. Whatever you be is destined to become. And you will witness it. You will interact with it. You will have an experience with it. Okay? Next line is he or she is just an example of your magic speaking back to you. Once again, this is confirmation and validation of your magic. He or she is just an example of your own magic speaking back to you. When you talk to them, when they're talking to you, that's just an example of your magic speaking back to you. A confirmation that your one-dimensional intent transformed into an actualized thing in third density, from a flat plane of existence into a pop-up plane of experience. See, one-dimensional just means something that you can't, it's like a flat screen, like a laptop screen or a TV screen or even this laptop screen. This is one-dimensional. Right now, you're seeing me. I'm one-dimensional on this screen. If you see me in person and you can touch my arm, my shoulder, now I'm in third density. See, so, which is why even people, go crazy over celebrities or stars. They see them on the movie on a one-dimensional flat plane, and then they see them in 3D and get their autograph, and they go crazy because it's filling all sides. It's filling the void. It's creating that exactitude, the completion. Just like your mind. It's how your mind works. You think something, you imagine it, fantasize about it, whatever you're doing, and all of a sudden she appears. Think about it, you imagine it, you fantasize about it, and they appear. So it goes from a one-dimensional plane, something that you can reach when it's a flat screen that you can't touch, to something which is right in front of you, which you can hold and grab and touch. Feeling into touch. Okay? Next thing is, we'll go again. The confirmation and validation of you being a magician. So he or she in front of you is just a confirmation and validation of you actually being an actual magician. Magician doesn't mean anybody on stage pulling a rabbit out of a hat, playing with cards and saying pick a card and they guess your card. We're not talking about that. The word magic comes from a people called the Magi. Do your history, do your mystery. Understand where I'm coming from. Okay, this is where the word magic comes from. It comes from the Magi people. This has nothing to do with tricks on stage or clown blowing up a balloon in front of kids on somebody's birthday party. Okay, this is not what this is about. This is metaphysical, it's deeper. The next thing is the 3D example of your 1D mental and physiological activity. The 3D example, he or she is a 3D or the 3D example of your 1D mental and physiological inner activity. As above, so below. As within, so without. As above, so below. As within, so without. Okay, just polarity. Next one is he or she is just a participant with potential to volunteer. There's no separation, only distinction and personal experiences. There's no separation, only distinction and personal experiences, private and personal experiences. Okay, you may go through your own experience, he may go through his own, or you may go through your own, and she may go through her own experience, but you both experience the same experiences, just in different degrees and values throughout your experience. See, he may have one time in his life dealt with a girl and got smacked or slapped, whereas she dealt with somebody in her life and she used to get beat on and abused verbally and mentally. You both went through some kind of abuse or harm to some degree, but just different levels and degrees and volumes of it. It's the same stream. Okay. So there's no separation, only personal and private experiences. Next thing is a phenomenal reflection of the phenomenon projecting. A phenomenal reflection of the phenomenon projecting. You are the phenomenon projecting. They are the phenomenal reflection of your projection. You being the thing which is projecting. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. Next one is he or she is just a possibility with equal possibility to become impossible. What do you mean by that? There are possibility with equal possibility to become impossible. Yeah. A present thing with potential to become a past thing. A present experience with potential to become only memory. Every projection has its own device of choice and decision to either stay or leave a relationship or a marriage or a union, whatever. Okay? Which is why they do, which is why you have something called divorces and heartbreaks and all this other crap that we call these names. The next thing is he or she is just a challenge or self-challenge. He or she is just a challenge and or self-challenge. An outside animation to interact with in order to initiate an inside activation. He or she, that you call this he or she, is just an outside animation to interact with in order to initiate an inside activation. Once again, the void, the fulfiller, creating a void to once again fulfill its own fulfillment. Okay? The next thing is he or she is an inside thing appearing as an outside thing. We went over this. They're just an outside thing. They're just an inside thing appearing as an outside thing. Next one is they are a test. A challenge of self that you've created for yourself for your own divine purpose. He or she, is just a challenge of self. Yourself, your dash self in capital, that you've created for yourself, whether you know it or not, for your own divine purpose, once again, to initiate a certain kind of activation within you to propel you forward, either into higher learning, deeper gnosis, or deeper knowing, higher learning, deeper knowing, something that's imbuing the spirit within you. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. The next one is an ability and opportunity. This being is just an ability and opportunity. A lesson you've created for yourself, knowingly and or unknowingly. Once again, what I was just touching upon, a certain way. Something you've created for yourself knowingly and or unknowingly. You have such your feelings and your needs and the wants, desires, and things of that nature is so deep within you that it's something that you can keep track of that you're creating and doing, and something that you can't because it's so deeply embedded within you. It's at a place where memory no longer exists. You just felt this way 10 years ago and forgot it 10 years later, and on some new shit 10 years later. But doesn't mean that that thing that you created 10 years ago is not going to pop up 10 minutes from now, because it still exists. It's still in a, I guess you could say, a latent or a dormant state, but it's in a dormant state of existence, which is finding its way to the surface. Just like these things inside of you. Once again, an idea seeks to be an invention. A thought seeks to become an action. A feeling seeks to become touched. That which is deeply inside of you seeks the surface of you. Okay? The complemented polarity, a physically interactive polarity of yourself. We went through that already. You should know by now what the hell that means and what I mean by that. Okay. Next line is a mirror. They are just a mirror. What do you do in the mirror? You see yourself, right? Self-reflection, self-projection, self-reflection, self-projection, self-reflection, self-projection, self-reflection. Okay. A frame in your mind or mirroring reflection, reflecting a 3D image that you can touch and physically interact with, which was created from a one-dimensional platform of intent. This is mirror. They're just a mirror. A frame in your mind or mirroring reflection, reflecting a 3D image that you can touch and physically interact with, which was created from a one-dimensional platform of intent. Or of intent. Okay. They are just a factor. A factoring of self-mastery. You can factor in her, you can factor in him, you can factor in their bullshit, you can factor in their balance, insecurity, insanity, their clarity. They're just something to factor in into your experience, to become a part of your truth, to fix your perception in a way, to give you more of a clear understanding of this reality which you and I currently exist within. Okay? Or experiencing. And last but not least, they are just the principle of desire and possession. Desire, possession. Desire, possession. Desire, possession. You desire him, now you possess him. You desire her, now you possess her. So they're just the principle of desire and possession. What is hidden internally shall reveal itself externally. One more time. What is hidden internally shall reveal itself externally. Okay? So wait on a second. Yeah. So that's today's episode, the video. Once again, from the book, from my book, Homemade Book Energy, As You Are. Okay? This is As You Are. This is solely based on what you are, not who you think you are. This is actually what you are. As you are, what you are. Okay, this has a lot of information in here. Enough information. 67 to 70 pages thick of energy, intent, that comes from over 17 years of experience, of lectures, books, study, research, and most importantly, experience. Most importantly, experience. So once again, shirt. I'm having a sale right now for both products, which is once again the shirt, Am I as I Am, by itself, $29.99, and the book, As You Are, by itself, $29.99, and together as a set, Oh, also forgot this shirt too, just in case you don't like the big lettering. We also have the small lettering. Okay, so it's either the big lettering or the small lettering. Both you can get for $49.99. $10 off, $10 discount for both together as a set. Because, like I said, why would you not want to get the Am I as I am without getting the As You Are? This is the whole completion. These are the points. This is the point of all my videos. This is the reason why I say it before I begin my episodes. It's all one entity, all one energy. You can get in touch with me through my email again, asulazul11@gmail.com, which is ASULAZUL11@gmail.com. Information will be in the bottom of this video. As usual, you're going to see it. And it's moving though. Products are moving, the energy is out there. And it's all coming back in return. And I will project it back out again. All remains in motion. Progress remains in process. Also, I want to let you know too as well before the video ends that I also have an album coming out as well. I'm also a musician, an artist, and I have some music that will be on the bottom of the videos for download, starting end of summer, beginning of fall, and they will be up for download. And I mean, the music, the sound, everything speaks for itself. I am greatness in all ways, many ways. But that's not for me to say too much. That's for me to take in from the people as my projects and my work is observed by those on this path. Am I as I am, as you are? See you guys next time. Till then, I'll keep you in vision. 1, 0.